Hi everybody and welcome back to Edmonton Aviation, and today I have the American Airport for June 2026, which is Las Vegas Harry Reid International Airport. So let's get right into it. Starting off uh, at Gate 1 we have this Hawaiian Airs A321neo, which is just arrived from Maui, Kahului, and will now be heading out to Honolulu. It's getting some baggage loaded on. Right over here we have this Delta Airs A220-300 about to head out to Austin after a flight in from Salt Lake City, getting some catering loaded on. And next up here, just boarding for a flight over to New York JFK is this American Airways A320. This will be a long flight for that type of plane, and just arrived in from Philadelphia. Next up right here, we have this Alaska 747-800 to Salmon Pretty Salmon Special Library, getting some baggage loaded on before a flight out to San Francisco after an earlier flight from Boise. Right over here, we have this Delta 717-200, getting some catering loaded on before a flight out to Detroit. And then right over here we have the Southwest 737-737 MAX 8 EMU 1 library, which will be heading out to Denver after a flight in from Milwaukee. Over here, just about to push back, is this KLM 777-300ER in the Orange Pride Special Library for Netherlands Heritage, which will be heading out to Amsterdam after an earlier flight from there. Right over here we have the Sun Country 737-700, which is getting passengers loaded on before a flight out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Right over there is this Delta ERJ-175, which is the only aircraft for the regional section today, which will be heading out to Orange County. And then over there for the cargo section, we have this FedEx 767-300F, getting some baggage loaded on before a flight out to Memphis. Starting off in the taxiways, we have this American Airways A319, which will be heading out for Phoenix Sky Harbor. Next up, we have this Delta 757-200 heading out to Atlanta. Right over there, we have this United 737-MAX 8 in the Together library, which will be heading out for Denver. Next up, we have this WestJet 737-700, which is taxiing out for Calgary after an earlier flight from Edmonton a couple hours earlier. Right over here, we have the Spirit Airs A319-100, taxiing out for Burbank after an earlier flight from Kansas City. Right over here, we have this United Airways A321neo, which is heading out for Newark after a flight in from Washington Dulles. Pulling off the runway after a flight in from San Francisco, from Anchorage, is Alaska 747-700. Right over here, just arrived in from Chicago O'Hare is this United 747 MAX 9. Right over here, next up, we have this Delta Airs A319 taxiing out for Seattle Tacoma. After that, we have the Southwest 737-800 to California 1 library heading out for Los Angeles. And then right here we have this United Airways A319, which is taxiing out for a flight over to out to Denver, Arizona, but route for that one. Right next up here we have this Porter E195-E2, which will be heading out for Toronto Pearson after a flight in from there earlier. Next up here is this Alaska 747-800 in the Star Wars library heading out to Portland. Right over here we have this British Airways 777-300ER taxiing out for London Heathrow after a flight in from there earlier. Next, right here we have this WestJet 737-700, which is taxiing out for Regina after a flight in from Winnipeg. And then finally, or not finally, we have two more models, I'm sorry, is this Alaska 737-900, or MAX 9, I mean, in the Seattle Kraken library heading out to Seattle Tacoma. And then right over here we have the Southwest 737 MAX 8, which is heading out to Chicago Midway. And now finally we have this Air Canada Rouge Airs A319 taking off for a flight out to Vancouver after an earlier flight in from Toronto Pearson. Anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys back in the next video.